I'd like to introduce someone who is already pretty well known in the upper school. If you haven't had him as a teacher, then you've likely been in his classroom to visit the snakes or the mice, or maybe you've noticed the more popular baby ducks that come in late April for the unit on imprinting. We know they're for class, but honestly, doesn't upper school really all benefit from Duck Week? Mr. Joel Davis has been teaching biology in the upper school for 23 years. He's also coached middle school basketball and has a son, Reese, who graduated in the class of 2013. Some of his students say of him, he is endlessly adaptive, supportive, and always has a story to tell. He's the voice of reason. He pulls the best out of his students. He's considerate, generous, and kind. His love of his curriculum is partly what made him so enjoyable as a teacher. Others cited his crazy analogies for things like gene expression, or as examples for the nitrogen and carbon cycles involving enterprising students creating farms and factories. You all remember his stories. He's been known to say during the pig dissection that the small intestine, when stretched out, could be used as a jump rope. Students recall how Mr. Davis has a specific calendar book for every student's birthday and never fails to recognize them in class. And then he adds to his walls a quote per day, every day of the school year. He's been known to cook pancakes for his class, sometimes even bacon. The latter's a little confusing during dissection season, but he assures me there's no direct correlation there. Without further ado, please join me in inviting our Cum Laude speaker to the stage, Mr. Joel Davis.
Thank you for those kind words, Mrs. Titus. CA students, faculty, staff, administrators, family, friends, most importantly, class of 2019, welcome. It's a true honor to be able to speak to you today. In coming together in an honored assembly, we are following a tradition honored for many years at Columbus Academy, but it is the term ritual I would like to discuss today. I follow important daily rituals to guide my life. I start my morning with a walk, accompanied by the noble canine George. We share much in common. We both enjoy eating. We both enjoy our long walks. As a side note, we differ in that George can smell a rabbit from a half mile away, and I can't tell that my classroom stinks from recently dissected fetal pigs. Rituals define my school day. I start my classes with a whistle and compete to break yesterday's time trial. Within my class, when I am showing a PowerPoint, my students are well schooled in the competition to be the first to turn off the lights. Can somebody turn off those lights? Okay, I think I just saw 10 people getting out of their seat to be the first to turn off the lights. I finished my teaching day by the changing of the quotes. A quote written on a piece of colorful construction paper is moved from whiteboard to the wall. And by the end of the year in my classroom, I have a quote representing every school day affixed to those walls. This year, I have already put some of those quotes given to me by the current senior class. Knowledge is knowing that a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is not putting a tomato in a fruit salad. Thank you for your bachelor. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, today is a gift. And that is why they call it the present. Thank you, Miracle Seed. My year, like my day, is defined by rituals. We celebrate Charles Darwin's birthday on February 12th. We make 3D models of eukaryotic cells. We celebrate autumn with a community ecology outdoor experience. I have gotten used to shrieks and screams as students lower an unsuspecting grasshopper into a jar. And I look forward to the moment when, after a 9th grade community ecology group has misplaced their plant collection, a student reacts with the accusation of, "Somebody stole my plants." Thank you, Abhi Ramesh, for completing the ritual 4 years ago. Certainly, you as students have your own rituals, which have made you successful. Eric Mink and Will Matthews make the ritual of creativity. 3 years ago on a snow day, instead of making snow angels, they completed their 3D model of the eukaryotic cell out of that recent snowfall. Maddie McAfee makes a ritual out of kindness. She teaches us there is no such thing as being too kind. Her kindness to animals is overshadowed only by her kindness to human beings. Sydney Hill makes a ritual out of manners, showing us that manners are still important in this fast-paced world. She thanked me after every class, even when she had taken a challenging biology assessment that day. Callista Pop has made a ritual out of baking. She knew the way to a person's heart may be through their stomach, as she, to celebrate Charles Darwin's birthday, baked the entire Galapagos Island chain out of cupcakes. David Barrett, Malcolm Klingbeil, Evan Scott, and Hayden Compton make a ritual out of strong friendship. They understand the power of this friendship, whether they were playing on the 7th grade basketball team or together, rebuilding a retention wall at a Leesville Lake Cottage. The ritual of illustration can be seen in the work of Sophia Tidwell, Courtney Batchelor, and Cole Walker. Sophia did a masterful job of personifying a leafcutter ant working in the garden. Courtney made the inside of a dissected rat come to life, and Cole put the finishing illustrative touches on The Very Short Life of Marvin and Mayfly, a children's story penned by the ever creative Ron Miller. Katie Anderson, Cheyenne Sullivan, and Callie Cullen honor the ritual of hard work. They realized long ago that a strong work ethic smooths the way over challenging academic bumps. They came to school just about every day and never, ever missed an assignment. Okay, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that Surya Sundaram continued to amaze me by honoring the ritual of competing to turn off the lights, showcasing his athleticism and quickness by leaping tall lab tables with a single bound to get to the lights. You don't have to remind me that the class of 2019 believes in the power of tradition and the ritual of vigorous living. As they played their way to state championships, produced a huge number of merit scholars, and put on one of the best musicals of all time, performing Rent. You will go off to college soon. Much has changed since I went off to college in 1974. Still, many universal truths exist of which you need to be reminded. Do these things daily in ritual fashion. I heard in my first CA commencement in 1997 to eat breakfast. Okay, since I don't eat breakfast, I've amended this advice to go to breakfast. Drink a cup of coffee with a few close friends to start your day. Get outside, get exercise. My dog George reminds me daily how important that is to both of us. Go to all of your classes. Being present will be 60% of that class. And guess what? That's a passing grade at Academy. As Yogi Berra used to say, you can observe a lot just by watching. These next pieces of advice are for the long haul. Do something for someone besides yourself. At the very least, clean up your room for your roommate. At the very most, get involved in service to others by volunteering. I know this took me outside of my own self-centered self, as I found that I enjoyed tutoring kids living in a Washington, D.C. housing project. This act of service helped to reveal my future interest in teaching. Take advantage of travel opportunities. In the words of Britney Spears, you may get to go to lots of overseas places like Canada. Mr. Dow would be very proud of that, by the way. These travel opportunities will stretch you and teach you about the diversity of the world in the most beautiful of ways. This last piece of advice, in my opinion, is the most important and is inspired by one of my favorite quotes by Richard Albert. Technology is merely the art of rearranging the world so that we don't have to experience it. The advice is, have a shallow and casual relationship with your electronic device. I recently took an academy group to the Caribbean for a spring break trip and noticed as we were sailing a 42-foot catamaran through the Sir Francis Drake Channel, surrounded by tropical blue water and 4-million-year-old dormant volcanic islands, 2 students were looking at their phones. Don't let this electronic device control you the way Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos insist that it must. Dare to be human, dare to have human interactions. I do have a solution, right here in my pocket, though few will recognize this as the solution. Recently, when I broke my flip phone, I was pretty sad. Given to me 20 years ago, I was very pleased that my wife was able to order a new flip phone for $45. I know you will be challenged at the next level, but I also know that you have done your job in listening to and learning from your teachers, parents, and surrounding community. Your current rituals are strong and powerful, and you will only get better at enhancing and adding to those rituals. With your rituals, you have helped to make my career what it is today. You have reminded me that teaching is not just a vocation, it is a calling. For that, I thank you. And know that you have made an impression on me and made my life richer by being who you are. That being said, I will also remind you, it's been real, it's been fun, it's even been real fun. Now, when you graduate, get out of here and do great things. Good luck, class of 2019. I love you.